So this is our real-time experimentation setup for control system laboratory. This is one of them. There are more, all three setups are there, rest of three setup. So this is a couple tank level controller setups. So here 4 tanks are available. So from the left hand side, this is tank 1, tank 2, this one is tank 4, and this one is tank 3. Now what is our job? Our job is to create a estimated model of this real-time system, where we can see some inlet outlets are there where waters can come out and come in. So in means of the manipulating the control inputs, you have to maintain a certain level of these tanks, and where these tanks are coupled to each other, that means they are interrelated. Now so for our job purpose, we have to create a estimated model of this tank. That means this real-time model in whichever tanks we are operating. In this experiment of your real-time control system laboratory, here we will try to control the level of this couple tank. Here this tank level we try to control. For that case, we have taken 4 tanks. We can see here from the left 1 and 2, this is tank 1 and tank 2. From the bottom it is tank 3 and tank 4. It can written, we can see it is tank T3, this T4 here, all things. So what we have to do, we have to create a model of this real-time system by gathering the data in our PC. We can see it is connected to this model. So we will take that data, then what we tried, we will use the system identification toolbox integrated in MATLAB environment. In that MATLAB environment, we will collect that data and we will create a model using this system identification toolbox. Then whenever we have that model in our system, then we try to convert it in our CISO tool environment, because we want to create a controller to control the predefined level on this T1 and T2 that we want to track or to match that thing. So the first task is to take that data into that in MATLAB environment. After that, rearrange that data in terms of input and output. That what are your input vectors, what are your output vectors. After that, we will use that system identification toolbox to create a estimated model of this real-time system. Then we will take that estimated model and we will create a controller for that model that we have estimated in our MATLAB environment, that means in our virtual environment. Then we will put that values of those controllers. Suppose we will create a PI or P or PID. So we will take those controller gains values and put those values in our real-time environment software that is given by this manufacturer. So they are also a block called controller block. We will give those values into those block. That means P, if it is P, then P, if it is PID, we will give those PID value, and we will check how that estimated model behaves with this real-time system. So this is our goal of this experiment. So this is this introduction part. Now we'll go to this MATLAB portion. So here we can see this is our PC. Here is the one interface is coming. So in that interface, the manufacturer is this company. It is the manufacturer. So they have given an interface to how to collect the data from the real-time model. So we will use this model. This is couple tanks real-time model. If we double click this one, we will comes up with the second window. Here lot of things we can do with this real-time model. So we just want to control the tank 1, that means previously discussed in our introduction part. Then it is the tank 2. So this ident means the identification, that means the collections of data. And then PID, that means the controllers that we have to make. That is our job that we have to complete. So first you have to do identification, then you have to make a controller. So it is not like that you can reverse to each other. So first you have to identify. So for that thing, suppose I want to identify the tank 1. So I will click in this CT underscore ident underscore T1. So double click on that thing. So we can see there is a Simulink file open. So in that Simulink file, what we have to do, there are some such parameters that we have to see. In this model, we don't have to change anything. We will not hand out on this thing because it is already created by the manufacturer. So what we have had, that how many times, if we increase the runtime, this is our runtime. So that generally for this experiment, we will take a runtime from 300 seconds to 2000 seconds. So suppose I run it on 350 seconds, and whether this is a model, so first we have to build it. So we'll create this one. So we'll click first on this build mode. If we click it, we can see it is running. Okay, now it is ready. Now we'll go for this one. This is a run. So if we run this one, and then after that, okay, so this is the run button. So we are waiting for that thing. Once it is ready, so we'll start. Now we'll start run this one. So you can see ठीक आ गया, ये वाला डिस्काउंट कितना देंगे? To see the water level, we have to double click on this one. This is the water level scope. So here we can see the water level is changing, and now the scale is upon something 17, something 18 unit. It is coming, and we have run it for 350 seconds. So it is not really coming. So we will wait for that moment while it is coming from the 350. So we can see here after 350 seconds, so this is the behavior of the level. So now this level comes up to, I think we can see now it is on the 5 unit amplitude, that it means amplitude is 5. So this model is working for this reference. So we'll have to track this reference. We have to create such a controller just that it will track this one. So after that, after running up to 350 seconds, so by using this model, there should be a variable created in our workspace of our MATLAB. So we'll go to MATLAB, and here we can see, if we explore this workspace, here we can see there is a variable called this sim out. This sim out is our real-time data. It is coming from that real-time tool of that couple tank model. So whatever operations we have to do in MATLAB, first we have to pre-process this data, because this data, if we double click this one, we can see here, so here 2 columns and some 3501 number of rows, that means the number of collections. So here we have to separate out which one is our control inputs and which one is our level behavior, because our in system identification toolbox only 2 set of data is needed. One is input, another is output. So if we directly use system identification with this sim out variable, it will not work. So we have to first separate out For that case, we can do easily. We can think the first column is reference for our control inputs, and the second column is reference to our the output, that means the level of the tank. So what we will write here, so we will use that MATLAB console. What we will write, we already have the variable of this CMOUT, so we will create U. You can see U is the first column. So what we will write, we will have U is equal to CMOUT all the rows, only the first column. So if you type this one, you can see, so this is our control inputs. So U variable stored all the control inputs for this 350 seconds of operation. Now to create the Y variable, you can easily do this thing. Just make it 2 and name it as Y. So this is our U and Y created. So we can see already in our workspace the U and Y is available right now. Yes. So once we have that U and Y in our workspace, that means we know what are the control inputs for our desired level of these tanks, that means our output, that is our desired state. So we will use these informations U and Y to use our system identification toolbox. That means we want to estimate a model using this real-time data, because this U and Y and coming from this real-time experiment that we have done for 350 seconds running those tanks. Now for that case, we have to first, in our command window, we have to first type ident, IDENT. If you write ident in your console, it will open a new window here. This is called system identification tool. Here a lot of options are there, so we have to choose first what are the datas are available to estimate a model. So first we have to give those datas. So in which format the data is coming, it is on time domain format. So we'll select time domain data. Again a new command window will come. Here we have to give those variable names from which variables we have stored in our workspace. So I have stored my input as U and output as Y. Here the sample interval, that means while estimating what should be our sample interval, suppose I am giving 0.1. Then you have to put input. Once you put that input, you can see there is a change in this left hand side. So now that input output data is stored as in my data variable. If you click on this my data and click on this time plot, you can see this is your input, this is your input and this is your output. So this is my tank level, how it is changing with respect to these inputs. So this is my variable is already available. Now what I have to do, I have to estimate a model with using this variable. For that case, what I have to do, here we can see there is an option there, estimate. So in that estimate, we have to select this linear parametric model. You can select a lot of models are there. You can select any one of them. And now for our experimental purpose, so we choose this one, linear parametric model. If you click this one, again another pop-up will come. Here they will ask for several things. That means your target model should be in which structure, what should be the models, the order of your target model. So these are the information that you have to give first. You have to put those information in this pop-up. Then you have to click on the estimate. So for that case, we choose OE. Then we choose this. Suppose we have chosen this 2 to 1, or suppose this one I have taken as 1 1 1. After that thing, so once these are set, then we will click on this thing estimate. So when we click on this estimate, we can see the right hand side also changes. Here is a new variable OE111 already came. So this is our estimated model. If you want to see this model how it is behaving, you can see here. Now see, one of them So here this blue one is your original one, that means the measured one, and the black one is your estimated one. So it is try to estimating, but it is sometime overestimating, sometime underestimating. So how to incorporate this, how it is mismatch? For that case, there are some values in the right hand box. There it is called best value. This is the first function. So from there it is showing 26.16. so the best value is too much low. So we have to choose such a model that best value will go high, because if it is goes high, then the estimated model will correctly estimate our measured values. That is our target, because if the models is wrong, and if you are making a controller in a wrong model, then it may happen those controller will not work in your real-time model. So for that case, you have to choose is a model such a way that it will estimate it. So we will try a next one. For that case, again we go to here. Suppose we change it to 221. Again we estimate this one, and we can see here again this it changes to 30.82. It is, so the best value is increases. So in such that way we can choose several. So we try it in 4.1. We tried in another model 4.41. Here you can see this 4.41 has a very good accuracy. The accuracy is it is close to 100. It is 96.42. So while you will making a controller in between these three models 4.41, 2.21 and 1.11, we will choose this 4.41 because this has a good best value. So how to choose? So for that case you have to calibrate in this way. You have to calibrate your model. So once we have that 4.41, so we can use this 4.41 model to create our controller. So first, for that case, first we have to make it appear in our workspace. For that case, what you have to do, just select this and drag to, here is a one block is there, to workspace. If you do this one, you can see suddenly in your workspace something changes. We can see the change here. So there will be a new variable as OE441 will come. Here we can see there is a new variable came, OE441. Now we will make a transfer function out of this model. For that case, what you have to do, you have to create a variable. Suppose I create a G, just write TF of this OE441. If you type this one, you can see there is a transfer function created here. So this is our transfer function. We can see this is our transfer function. So we will use this first one only. There are two input channels as source for the 1 and 2. So we will choose this channel number 1. So here what we have to do, this is on in discrete domain. So for controller purpose, in last classes of MATLAB in our last MATLAB simulation classes, in that classes we have learned about the CISO tool. So we will use the same CISO tool for designing a controller of this model, because we have now available the transfer function model. So we can use the CISO tool to design our compensators, that means our controllers. For that case, you have to transfer it to a continuous domain, that means in a S domain. So what we will do, we'll create a new transfer function in continuous domain. For that case, we will create G equals to, so this is in discrete, so D to C. So this command convert this transfer function to continuous one. So we will want the first input only. So for that case, G of 1. So if you write this, you will get a new continuous transfer function. So this is our transfer function in S domain. We can see now we will use this capital G transfer function in our CISO toolbox. For that case, the command is just CISO tool, first bracket, the argument is our transfer function. We'll give this G. Once we open this one, again you know this GUI. So there are several ways to design a compensator in our CISO tool that we have previously discussed. So you can design it like, here is that toolbox, here is our architecture. We will select this architecture, then compensator editor options are there. Here we can add poles and zeros, lot of things we can add here. Here we can see residual poles, zeros. We have already discussed in our previously discussed MATLAB simulation classes. In there you have already designed a CISO tool to design a PID controller. We'll do the same here. You can do the same here because we have the transfer function in our system, in our workspace available. So we'll go for this automated tuning. We'll select this PID tuning method. Once we select this PID tuning method, you can see it is already selected in controller type is PID. Now once we have that controller type, that means we have selected the PID tuning method. We know all these variables. Now we will update, we'll click on this update compensator. So once we click on this update compensator, the system will change. Now the system will have a new controller PID, it will automatically updated. Now if we can see here, this is the controller transfer function. So what you can do, you have to extract that kp, ki and kd values from these transfer functions, because this is the compensator transfer function, and we know this is our architecture. The compensator is just before the plant, so we know that compensator transfer function here. So from that compensator transfer function, we will compare that generic PID transfer function model and extract the value of kp, ki and kd. Then once we have that once we have that kp, ki and kd values, we will write down those values in somewhere. Then after that, what you have to do, you can check lot of things here also for your analysis purpose. You can check this one, how this your input is the output is behaving reference to your input. This is your controller performance, you can see here, but this is not our job right now. So once we have our automated tuning version PID, that means our kp, ki and kd values, so we'll store those values in anywhere. We can calculate those values kp, ki and kd. After that, what you have to do, you have to again go for that real-time interface of our couple tank model. So this is here. So we started here. So this part we have completed. That means this couple tank identification, that means the tank one identification part we completed. So also we have designed a estimated PID model for the estimated model using that identification toolbox. So that part we have done. Now we want to implement our design controller to our real-time system. For that case, what you have to do, you can see here two PIDs are there, CT-T1 PID and CT-T2 PID. So we have designed for T1, so we'll select this one, CT-T1 PID, double click to this. So you can see this is a new window will come here. So once this window will come, you can see there are a lot of things are there. So only one thing it is in your hand, that is this parameter, it is the PID, you can see. So you can put your PID values, you can put your PI and D values here. So if I put these values here and click to OK, that means once you have those updated this, wait. Yes. So once you have this compensator transfer function, from here you will have those PI and D values. So if you have those PID values from those transfer function, you just have to put the values here. what are the Kp and Ki and Kd values. Once you have that value, you put and click on OK. Again the same process. Now here we again do the same. First build it, then this button is for to target to our target system. The data will interpret to our target system, and this is our run. So we'll click on the run, and the runtime is same as in previous identification case, 350 seconds. So we'll run it, and we will see that our measurement of tank level. We will observe that data. Here we can see. So this is the data response, and we can listen also how those tanks are manipulating their control actions. You can see here. Here we can see this is our tank wall measurement data. It is going. Again it will run for 350 seconds, and after 350 seconds we will see how it will match to our desired variable. Yes, that means the desired state, our that output measurement of our tank level. And you can see that. So we use our estimated model PID controller values and implemented to a real-time model, and we are just observing the output states. That means that level of our tank we are observing it. This is your job for this experiment. You have to come appear like this kind of window, the C, and create a PID controller such that this yellow line and this pink line will match after some time, because this is our job. ठीक है ना सर? थोड़ा सा दिखा दीजिए उन लोगों को. So after 350 seconds we can see this is our response. So this is our tracking signal, and this is this. So that means one of them is our desired value and one of them our measured value. So it is quite a fit, it is matching. So our PID controller is performing good, that we have already designed by using system identification toolbox. You have to remember that thing, that we are interfacing a real-time model to our PC. Then what we have done, then we take the data from our real-time model, then we use the system identification toolbox to create a estimated model of that real-time data. Then we use that estimated model in a transfer function domain, basically in a continuous domain we converted that thing. Then we use the CISO tool to design a PID compensator. Then after designing the PID compensator, we have come up here by a compensator transfer function. From that we are simplified and calculated that gain values kp, ki and kd, and we put those values in our real-time system model. That means our tank 1 PID. Here we can see this is our tank 1 PID. So we put it those P, I and D values here, and we have seen the response. So the response is now we can see the response here. Sorry, not this one. Yeah. Here you can see this is our response. So we have run for 350 seconds and the response is quite a bit not perfectly matching, but it is following our desired signal. So your job is to make such kind of a controller. You can choose different kinds of model we have already discussed. Instead of OE441, you can choose different structures of your estimated model, and the order also you can change. You can improve the performance of your PID controller by choosing different models, and you can play with that category of this system identification toolbox. Here we can see 111, 221, 441. You can try for a lot of models, but when you remember, when you want to design any controller, don't confuse with lot of models. You have to take only one of them, because how to select the one of them we have already also discussed by selecting these best values. So we have tried for 3 models, but we can see here only one model having very good fit value, that is close to 97 it is. So we have chosen, that is why we have chosen this model. So irrespective of anything, you have to see how the best value is showing. So from that you will choose that model, and you can try different values also and creating model. So after that you will take that model to our workspace, then you will create our transfer function and that PID controllers. So this is the total experimentation of this real-time control system laboratory here. So this is the demonstration of our couple tank model. Thank you.